So number one is a review question from last week, right? You want to find the slope of a line passing through -3, 2, and 3, 2. Now, I saw some of you actually draw an XY plane and actually plot this point and this point and then started counting how much you rise, how much you run. That's one way of doing it, but that's not the quickest or best way. The quickest, best way is to remember the slope formula. Now, if you forgot the slope formula from last week, here it is. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So what you need to do is first label your points. This is a x value and a y value. This is an x value and a y value. And of course, this is your first point, so you put 1, 1 right next to it. Second point, 2, 2 right next to it. Then you'll be able to plug it in to this formula. And I highly recommend that you use the formula with the division first and then subtraction and subtraction, and then plug in your values. So if we look at the top left, it says y2, and y2 is obviously 2. y1 happens to be 2 also. x2 happens to be 3, and x1 happens to be -3. So what ends up happening is on the numerator, you get 0, 2 take away 2 is 0, and 3 plus 3 is 6. So your final answer is 0. Now, if 0's on top, again, if 0's on top, nothing divided by 6 is still going to be nothing. But if 0 were on the bottom, then you would say undefined. So right here, your slope is 0. That's just something that we actually need to be able to do later. And that was from last week. Number 2, it says a line has the slope and the y-intercept of 4. Write the equation in standard form. Well, yesterday we learned about the two forms, slope-intercept form and point-slope form. So we have our two forms right here, slope-intercept form, point-slope form, and we even already know from last week's standard form, which is what they actually want us to write it into. However, what we need to do is recognize what they give us. That way we know what form to use when we start writing our equation. And it says a line has the slope. So they give us the slope and they give us an intercept. So what form do you guys think is best to start writing it with? Slope-intercept. If they're giving us a slope and they're giving us a intercept, then let's write slope-intercept form. So let me move this one to the side. We're going to focus in on slope-intercept, which is y equals mx plus b. And if y equals the m they give you, that's 2. X plus b. X plus b happens to be the y-intercept, and they give you that also, which is 4. So that's your slope-intercept form equation. If the instruction just said write an equation, you'd be done. You already wrote the equation. But it says write the equation in standard form. Now I hope you guys remember standard form is capital AX plus capital BY equals capital C. So let's move the 2x to the left side because they're specifically asking for standard form right here. So I'm going to subtract 2x. It's going to cancel. Subtract 2x. And I'm running out of space. So let me go this way. And I will have negative 2x. Let me write it in red here. Negative 2x plus y equals 4. And of course, on standard form, you don't want fractions. You don't want your a value to be negative, so let's multiply everything by -1. In other words, change all the signs, and you have 2x minus y equals -4. That's your final answer right there, writing it in standard form. So I hope that helps. Move on to the next one. The next one says that you have a slope 1/2 and passes through the point 6, 8. It says write the equation in slope-intercept form. Okay, now what do they give us? They give us a slope, that's an m value, and they give us a coordinate, which is really an x and a y value. They give us a point. So since they're giving us a slope and a point, what form are you going to use? Point slope, right? So point slope, I have it over here. Let me bring it out. There's point slope right there. So we need to use this form. Let me get this slope-intercept form a little to the side over here. We're going to use that form to write our equation. So let's write it y minus, now instead of writing y1, I'm going to leave it blank. And instead of writing the m, I'm going to leave it blank. I'm just going to put a parenthesis, x minus, and instead of this x1, I'm going to leave it blank. Whenever I substitute values, I write the equation, leave the areas blank that I'm going to plug into, and then I plug in at the very end. So I'm looking for y1. What's y1? According to the info that we got up here, it's 8. Y is 8. I mean, you could call it 1, 1 if you want, x1, y1. There's only 1 point, so that's why I don't even do it. But anyways, y1 is 8, so let's put an 8 right here. What is the m value they give you? What? 1 over 2. So put that m value right in front of the parentheses, because the m value goes right in front of the parentheses. And finally, we need an x1 value, which is 6. Thank you, Jonathan. And now, if it just said write an equation, we'd be done. But in this case, it says write an equation in slope-intercept form. And slope-intercept form, this is point-slope form that we have right here. Slope-intercept is this guy over here. Whoa, I just moved everything. I'm sorry. What? Okay. I can't control this anymore. Slope-intercept form is this little tiny guy up here, y equals mx plus b. So, what happened to my equation? Okay. So, what I need to do is rewrite this equation in y equals mx plus b form. Does y equals mx plus b have any parentheses? The answer is no. Does y equals mx plus b have a minus 8 right next to the y? Absolutely not. So you want to get rid of the parentheses and you want to get rid of this minus 8. So the best thing to do would be to get your 1/2 and either get rid of the 1/2 or distribute the 1/2. I'm going to distribute the 1/2. So when I say 1/2 times x, I get 1/2 x. When I get 1/2 times negative 6, and you could put that negative 6 over 1, you'll get 6 over 2, which actually becomes 3, minus 3. Are you guys with me? And then, of course, you rewrite everything, bring down the equal sign, the 8, the minus sign, and the y. And now all we need to do is get rid of that minus 8 by adding 8 to both sides, plus 8. I'm running out of space here, I apologize, plus 8. And now you have your slope-intercept form equation. I'm going to write it over here on the side, maybe up here on top. Y equals 1/2 x plus 5. And ladies and gentlemen, that's your equation for that particular question on the class open.